Yes, sir. Welcome back to another episode of the Highlight Reel, and I'm here today with my boy June, who is I'm gonna go ahead and let you just introduce yourself, man. Who are you, bro?
Nah, rnbjune,
Sir.
R&B singer, songwriter.
Yes, we're gonna get into a lot of music stuff today, obviously, because as we were talking off camera, it's a lot of interesting stuff that goes into this whole process. And I feel like, like I was saying, I know a lot of people that rap, but as far as people that just sing, I love to hear that, and I definitely want to get more into this process. So, June, first off, what is it that you've been doing recently as far as just like your whole music career? What are some things that you want to discuss?
I mean, just recently, just like been more on getting back to doing my own stuff, my own music and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Been doing songwriting for about, I don't even know, probably about 3 years,
Really?
2 or 3 years, like taking it serious. Like,
Oh, okay.
I mean, like,
I feel like I've known about you for solid 5. Okay.
like 2 or 3 years of like doing the songwriting stuff, and then now, like, I'm trying to get back to like me, like as an artist.
Yeah.
I mean, so wow, still doing the songwriting stuff on the side.
You said get back to you. Explain that.
So like, I feel like for a while I was like doing a lot of like just the songwriting, and I didn't even focus on like my own music. Like I kind of pushed everything aside. Now I feel like I'm getting back to, okay, like let's focus on me. I mean, let's see what we can do with me, but also still have,
Yeah.
the songwriting on the side.
Okay. So you have been doing a lot of writing for other people.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what is that process like, man? What does that look like? Because you showed me some stuff, and we ain't gotta talk about it. But it's I feel like when you're doing that, you kind of have to get into the mind of another person or think from their perspective. So is that something that's hard to do? Would you say that's a challenging thing to do, to think from someone else's shoes?
No, not. I don't know. I don't really find it to be hard to do.
Okay.
I just think that like, let me just break it down on how I kind of do it.
Yeah.
So like basically, if there's a beat, so I get beats from like different producers and stuff like that. So they send them through, and then I will hear the beat, and then I'm like, okay, like just start doing some melodies or whatever, and then I'll find some like things that I like in my melodies, and then I'll be able to like punch in little like words or something, like some type of word will come to my head, and I'm like, okay, that's gonna be what I'm gonna talk about. So then sometimes it might be, I don't know, like a female type song that like I'm like, okay, this is for a female, and I want to like talk about this, and then I'm able to like kind of just put myself in a female's perspective and write it.
Because to me, that's always some of the more interesting songwriting I hear, when it's a male writing for a woman or it's a woman writing for a male, because that's not the life you experience, but that's the life you're writing.
Right.
So I feel like you kind of pulling from your own life, but you just thinking, what would a woman think in this situation?
Think like a woman.
Think like a woman. Wow. You don't hear that often. Okay. So, who are some of your, because you've had some placements.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So who are some artists that you've had some big placements for so far?
Oh, I did one with, right now I got 2. So I did one with Kiana Ledé.
Yes, sir.
And Jacquees.
Yes, sir.
And I did one with Ball Greasy and Make Time.
Okay.
So those are the 2 I have right now.
Oh, that's 2?
That's 2.
So are these 4 people on 2 songs?
Yes. So
okay.
Jacquees and Kiana are on 1 song.
Oh, right.
So it was her single, OnlyFans.
Okay.
That. And then the Ball Greasy joint, that was different because I was actually left on the song, like as the person that sang the hook.
Oh, so was that surprising to you when you said you were left on the song?
So I was left on the song. So I initially I didn't think I was going to be on the song. I just did it. I don't know, because like during the songwriting process, you usually write for somebody and not expecting to be on the song. You're writing for someone else to take what you did and re-sing it.
All right, so I'm guessing you did the reference.
Yes, yeah.
And then you were thinking someone else was gonna be singing those words.
Yes.
And then to hear the song and hear that your voice was on.
Right. Like, yeah, I got the news back. They're like, yeah, they're gonna keep you on there. I'm
okay.
Like, okay, cool.
Wow. So you do have some because you said you've been like I said, I've known about you for a while, but you said you've been taking it serious for about 3 years. And then in that 3 years, you've gotten placements. So has that been overwhelming at all?
I wouldn't say overwhelming, but I mean, it can be sometimes. I ain't gonna go with you. Like, it definitely can be, but like, I don't know, like, it's time consuming, and like when you do it, and then it's like
time consuming.
Yeah, it's like you doing these songs, hoping for it to get placed, and some of them don't. A lot of the times they don't get placed. It's not easy to actually get a placement. It's not at all.
I believe you. So I believe you, right? I believe it's not easy to get a placement, but I also think it speaks to your talent and some of your work ethic as well, because in 3 short years, these last 3 years of life have actually been pretty long, but in these 3 years, you've had some placements. So I'm wondering, how has that changed things for you, or has it changed things for you? And what have you been experiencing ever since these things have been happening, as far as like connected with other artists, or just kind of your skill in your pen? Like, what has been changing for you ever since you've had these maybe placements?
I would say definitely what changes. Well, for one, I built a lot of connections. Landing some. You know what I mean? Like, people, their eyes are open. Like, oh, who's this nigga? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like,
you good.
So like, I'm able to, like, have different producer friends, songwriting friends. You know what I mean? And that are actually in the industry, or I'm able to get opportunities that the average person wouldn't be able to have, just because of the 2 placements that, got me to where I'm at. Not only that, but also just my own stuff that I was able to put out. It could be covers, it could be my own music. You know what I mean? All of that combined.
You have some fire.
You know what I mean?
Yes, you definitely have some fire. So as far as these connects, who are some of these connections that you've been making? Because we talked about one in particular that's kind of like a friend of yours now.
Oh yeah.
So like some of the different people that you've been able to meet.
Yeah.
Doing this work.
Honestly, I've had a couple people. Yeah, my boy Nobody, from New York. Friday, obviously. I've met a lot of people in the last like couple of years, just everywhere. It's just it's crazy. But yeah.
So, and all these people that you've been meeting, have you had the opportunity to maybe write with them or for them?
Yeah. Friday for sure. That's my guy. Like,
y'all collab a lot.
Yeah, we used to we would call each other, FaceTime and stuff like that, and he would, we would collab on writing, references per se. But he's dope. You know what I mean?
So I might have to ask then, like, do you have any credits on God Did or anything like that?
Nah.
I was about to say, I'm just hey.
Nah, I ain't got.
Hey, I feel like that's a burning question that people maybe have. It's like, oh, y'all collab and y'all work together. You know him, and that's one of the biggest records that came out within the last year. So naturally, maybe that would be a question that people would think. So I just figured I might as well, while it's on the mind.
That's all him, man. That's all him. He did all of that. Friday is.
Yes, sir.
He's that guy.
That's what's up. So I kind of want to go back a little bit. So where are you from?
Well, was originally born in the Bronx, New York. And then
really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, born in the Bronx. And then I was only there for like 5 years or so. And then we moved to Boston for 2 or 3 years. And then I landed in Ohio.
Okay.
Because
wow. So when people ask you what part of Ohio, first off?
Everywhere, Cincinnati, you know what I mean? Like, it's different parts of Ohio, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. So when people ask you where you from, what do you say?
Man, honestly, at this point, I just say Cincinnati.
Oh, yes. There we go. Cincinnati love. We're in the building. Okay. All right. So you were in New York, then you were in Boston, then you were in Cincinnati. All right. When did you start to get into music in general?
I started messing with it. So like all my life, I've kind of been like kind of singing like here and there, but I ain't take it serious.
Kind of singing, okay.
You know what I mean? I was trying to you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah. We're gonna get to that too. Yeah. Okay.
I was trying to be a hooper.
Yeah.
At the same time, my sister like was a singer, so like we would listen to all the different types of singers and stuff like that.
Okay.
I grew up on, and then I got to, I think it was like my senior year. Or the year after I'm pretty sure it was my senior year of high school. And one day I was just like, I'm about to write a song. Matter of fact, I was actually watching this like documentary of Justin Bieber's like
Oh my.
Like it was
okay.
hilarious. And I was like, yo, I want to look keep do something like this.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, yo, I'm about to write a song that's like in the style of Justin Bieber. So like I
In
ended
the
up
style of Justin Bieber.
I ended up doing it. And
Like in the talent show?
no, I was just at home and I was like, I'm about to write like so I found a beat on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I'm about to write a song that's like in the style of Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
And that was my very first song I like wrote. Did that, and then I showed my bro. He's like, "Yo, this is really good. Like, you can actually like do this." You know what I mean? So from then on, I just kind of like took off with it. So
wow, that's what's up. Okay, so you say you like continue from there. So what was that looking like? So you wrote a song for like school, or you were in school when you wrote it, and then did you continue with it, or did you maybe take a break, or? What was your reaction to it, and what transpired from that?
So I once I started doing that, I was like, all right, let me just keep writing songs, and I didn't even have a studio or like none of that, but like I was familiar with the process of like getting a studio, the equipment, just because like my boy, like my brothers, JL, Joe's Jover, shout out to them.
Yeah,
they really put me on to like, okay, look, this is what you need to do if you actually want to take it serious. And from then on, I just kind of like gradually got better. And like, I didn't put out music for like probably like 3 or 4 years after I even had my setup, just so I could get better and feel comfortable enough to put myself out there.
Okay. Yeah. So, all right. So you got a good reaction from the first song that you wrote, right? All right. Then you said that you wanted to at least give yourself time to be comfortable to put out the next song. So I kind of have like 2 questions about that. So was it hard on you to not put out music that entire time? Because I would think in 3-4 years, I mean, you could put it's a lot of music that is put out in that span. So for you to not put any music out, is that something that was hard on you? Were you like getting any FOMO? Feel like you was missing out? Anything like that?
I mean, no, not really, because like I wanted like when I wanted to drop, my idea of dropping was to be like, I wanted it to be like big, like just in my mind. I'm just like, I want it to be big, you know what I mean? But then not only that, it's like I knew I had stuff to work on. Like just hearing myself, I'm like, yo, like this ain't it. It ain't there yet. You know what I mean?
Are you a perfectionist?
I am.
Are you a perfectionist? Okay, you are. All right, because I'm thinking that's how you think yourself into a corner in a way. You might think, dang, I got to be perfect. And I don't know, maybe in the music industry, people just expect that. But I also feel like it's good to have that stuff to look back on. Because again, a reference track, right? It's like, all right, people have to start with that and then maybe do their own thing from there. But you have to have something to build on. So I'm just saying, it's interesting hearing that, because I feel like I've also dealt with that in the past where I might want to have something be so perfect, right? But then that's how you don't do anything. You want it to be so good that you don't make anything, which is so ironic, because obviously you want to put something out. So, all right, you said that. All right, so you thinking yourself kind of into this corner somewhat, but you want to put some things out. Then you have, right? So you have put some things out. All right. And then you said that you weren't comfortable, or you wanted to wait until you were comfortable. So even though you got that good reaction to it, you still didn't feel comfortable?
My fault. Let me retract. So basically, so the song that I wrote like a while ago, I never recorded it. Because I just wrote it and like showed my brother, like I sang, you know what I mean? I sang it in front of him like, yo, this is what I did. I never recorded it at all. So nobody knew, you know what I mean? Like, no one knew about me actually doing music.
Whoa. So that adds a whole nother level to it.
Yeah.
So you wrote it, didn't record it.
Yeah. So
then 3-4 years after that.
Probably about 2 to 3 years after that. So this is 2013. So about 2014, 2015. So 2 to 3 years.
Wow.
I do a cover.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Okay.
So
okay.
I think it was an Adele Hello cover.
Okay.
And I ended up putting it on like Facebook, because this is when like Facebook was like, you know what I mean? It's still there. I'm just not on it like that. But anyways, so like I ended up putting the video out on Facebook, and like hella people was like rocking with it.
Oh yeah.
Put on YouTube, like people were like following me. I'm like, oh dang, like this is good.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So,
cause again, I know in 3-4 years, if I'm not putting anything out, I know I would either feel like I'm missing out, or I would probably feel some kind of pressure to put something out. So I just wanted to hear the details behind that process, cause I know a lot of people that are artists are perfectionists. They want it to be so good. And I completely understand that, and I do respect that. But I also think sometimes people just want to hear what you have to say or hear how you feel about whatever, because once they learn who you are as an artist, people want more. They're going to want some more music from you. And I feel like if you don't put something out that you didn't like, how are you going to learn what you like? You know what I'm saying? Because you might say, all right, I wrote this, I didn't like this, but you won't be able to look back on it to know you improved. You'll just always have perfect, and then more and more pressure from there. So I just wanted to, you know, kind of go into that a little bit. All right, so you got into music and you started songwriting a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, can you read music?
No, I can't.
You can't.
No.
Has that stopped you from anything? Would you say?
I don't know.
Okay.
How would I know if I never, you know,
Right.
like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
Cause I saw this. There was one artist that she was recording in the studio one time, and she was singing, and she said, "I can't read music," and I like to sing as well. As I was saying, not like you, not like you. I'm not like that. But I used to think that for you to be in the music industry or anything like that, you had to know how to read music. And I know when I was in choir, me personally, I didn't always enjoy it. Because, I mean, I'm going to read music and I'm going to hear how this song goes, but I know my brain is going to take this song somewhere else. That's why I didn't join band or anything like that, because we're going to play some, like, that's why I like when HBCU bands, they get jamming. Some other places don't get to jam out like that. And I know maybe with learning how to do it right makes me want to do other things. It makes me want to try and explore other things. So do you feel like, what are some topics that you maybe haven't explored in your writing, or that you maybe have a hard time exploring within your writing? Because you said you can write from the perspective of a woman, which I always think is interesting, but what are some topics that are maybe a little harder for you to write about?
Dang, that's a good question. That is a good question.
Or what are, like, maybe it's not hard for you to write about it, but you haven't explored it yet. Because you could take music so many different ways. You feel like you write about love a lot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's natural. I feel like when I would write, I write about love a lot too.
Yeah.
But what are some other things that go on in your life, or just life period, that you haven't explored? Like you could maybe say just maturing as a young man, thinking about, these are hypotheticals, but like thinking about marriage, thinking about your legacy, just different things like that. Have you explored anything like that within your music?
I don't think so. I mean, right now, I think that when I try to write stuff, I want it to be something that I've kind of like experienced. Cause it's like,
Okay.
I don't know. Or like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm focusing on that moving forward, of like, just like, like, it feels authentic. It feels real. Cause like, bro, I went through it.
You went through it.
It's easier to like write. You know what I mean? And it's easier to perform.
Okay. So but would you say you have a strong imagination?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Because I think that's just what exploring is. It might be something that you didn't even, I wrote a rap once, and it was about, I met two girls, right? I met these two girls, they both fine. One brown skin, one dark skin. And some crazy stuff happened, whatever. This did not happen. Like, but this is a story I'm making up, but there's some real, like stuff behind it. It could be one girl I met at a particular time in life that I was attracted to, and another girl in life I met at a certain time. And it's neither one of them, but they're the inspiration for the story that includes both. So I'm guessing that's how you can use your real life to inspire your imagination. Okay. Yeah. So let me think. Do you prefer to write about love though? Do you feel like that's something that people digest a little easier?
Yeah. I think so. I mean, I feel like a lot of people can relate to love.
Yeah.
I mean,
everybody wants love.
everybody
Want a
wants
partner.
it, you know what I mean? Everyone has probably felt it. Not everyone has felt it. I can't say that because
Yeah.
some people that haven't felt it, but the vast majority of people have felt it. You know what I mean? So like, you're able to talk about love in a unique way. You know what I mean? It might hit somebody differently. You know what I mean? Or touch them in a different way, which that's what I want to do. You know what I mean?
Okay. Wow. Yeah, because I know when I would write, that's something that I remember when I was younger, like when I first was writing, when I was younger, that was actually my problem. To me, I thought that was a problem. I used to say to people, all I write about is love. I'm 13, 14 years old. I don't know a whole lot about it. I don't know a whole lot about love. And that's where I used to feel like I don't have enough life experience to talk about anything. And that's why I think once I went through college and I've had some life outside of college, whenever I do write, I have more things to pull from. And this is going to sound kind of weird, not kind of. Sometimes I go out and do stuff just to experience it. Honestly, just to experience it. Because I like when things are spontaneous, right? So sometimes I'll just get out and it wasn't anything I had planned that morning, that day, or nothing. Just get out and do it. And then, let's say this works out. I can write about that whenever I need to. Or let's say it doesn't work out.
Right.
I can also write about that. So do you ever find yourself just kind of searching for experiences that you can maybe use?
I don't do that, but
Okay.
No, I don't do that. You know what I mean? But
okay.
what I do,
Yeah.
I get experiences from other people, like some of my friends, like so that they might be telling me something. And I'm like, yo, like in my head, obviously I don't tell them like,
yeah.
They over here venting to me, and I'm like, yeah, all right, stand
that.
hold on, I'm about to write that in my notepad. Like, nah, I don't do none of that, but like, I definitely keep it in my head, like, you know what I mean, like, yo, like, okay, they're going through this, like, yo, this is like low key a song, like, boom, like, so then I'll write about their experience. It might not be my experience, but I can put myself in their experience. You know what I mean? Write to it. So
yeah. Okay. So that basically makes another question come up. When an idea comes to you, do you just lock it in your brain or do you write it down somewhere so you know you have it to come back to it? Because I know that sometimes that's how you lose ideas.
I think as of late, I was talking to somebody and they ended up giving me a song like idea, and it was super easy to write the song because person said the line of the song, and I was like, oh, that's the song, you know what I mean? So I did write it down, and then I ended up recording it like a week or two later after. So yeah, I would say I write it down for sure.
Okay, you feel like that makes it easier to come back to it?
I think so.
Okay, good. I thought this was about to be a story about how you had a fire song idea and then lost it. I was about to be personally hurt. It's like, well, this is a song we would not be getting. Okay. Wow. Because I know that just helps to kind of empty out your brain, and you know it's somewhere. You have it somewhere. That's just good as far as what I've been hearing for life in general. So you don't necessarily go out to just randomly find these experiences, but you get a lot of your inspiration from conversations, things like that.
My experiences, other experiences, and then maybe if I am out doing something, you know what I mean, I see something, then it might spark an idea. But I like getting my writing from other people's experiences. Like I love that because you know everybody want to vent to you, or you know what I mean. A lot of people like to vent to me.
Okay.
It's because I just like to listen. I ain't gonna say nothing. You know what I mean? I'm gonna listen to you. So like I take in all that information and it's in my head.
So once you record this, do you feel like you're sharing their story or your story?
I feel like that's a good question too. This man trying to stump me. Nah, I would say I'm sharing their experience. I am sharing their experience, but sometimes I can share my experience because my experience might, you know, be similar to their experience. So then I can put the two together. You know what I mean?
Okay. Wow. And I do want to get into, all right, so we've been talking about how you get some of your inspiration from others and things like that. And I know that you have written with others. So what is that process like? Do you ever get discouraged? Do you ever get overwhelmed, nervous when you're writing with other people? Because you might think, okay, we're doing the same thing, but I feel like you do this thing better, but it's art and it's subjective. Like, what are those feelings? Go through that.
I don't know. For me, it doesn't. I don't ever feel like, oh, this person is better than me, or like. But if I do feel like, okay, this person is really good at this, I will let you do that, and then I'm gonna do what I'm good at, and we'll put it together. You know what I mean? Okay. So it could be a person that's like really good with melodies. All right, cool, perfect. Now I'm gonna put the words to that melody. You know what I mean? Or I might do the melody. The person might be good with the words, or we might just do both. But that's kind of how it is. I've never written with someone and I'm just like, man, I don't even know what to do. This ain't so good. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, nah, we both can, contribute to making something great. You know?
Okay. Because you said, okay. So usually when you're writing something, what comes first? Words or how it sounds? And then you fit the words in there.
Probably.
Because I think that's a challenging thing to navigate as well.
Nah, it's definitely the melody. I don't know what it is, but like I hear the the beat and then melodies will come to me.
That kind of reminds me of Kanye in a way. Kind of. Because like, at least from did you see the documentary?
Yeah, I watched it.
Okay. Like, or he would just be saying some gibberish. I love seeing people's art, like creative process, because a lot of people that aren't as creative or explore that, they feel weird. Right. But I remember I was watching this documentary and he was saying some stuff. I'm like, some people would think that's nonsense, but when you have explored this or tried to do it as well, it makes sense. Yeah. You're thinking, I don't know what I'm saying, but it's coming. Yeah. I know one way or another, I'm going to get it out and then I'm going to finally put it where I need to. Because like sometimes I would freestyle, right? Freestyling is not easy. It's not. It's very hard to do, and sometimes what spews out is horrible. But sometimes, again, those horrible ideas are what take you to the great one, because you're thinking, I didn't like how I said that, but if I switched this one word out, that actually would have been some heat. Right. So you'll hear the sound first, and then you'll fit the words in it.
Yeah, that's my process.
Wow.
And I think it's a lot of artists kind of like work like that. Some people don't. Some people write the words and then you know what I mean, and put the melody to it. I ain't never been that type of person. I just like I just start hearing stuff. Like I'll just start singing something, you know what I mean? And then I'll put the words together. Okay.
Do you produce at all?
I don't. But that's something that I am working on.
It is.
I am trying to work on that. My bro, like, he produces a lot of the stuff that I do, especially my own music.
Yeah.
So I want to definitely learn. That's something I want to get into, because I feel like I don't know. Music will sound much different for me if I'm able to do it myself. Like, this is what I hear. You know what I mean?
Because like you said, if the melody is what comes first, then I think you would make the beat, because obviously you're going to have your melodies and everything in there, and then it'll probably make it so much easier for you to just lay the words down, because you already have the whole sound. Yeah. Wow. Okay. I do want to ask, who are some of your favorite songwriters? And then I'll ask you who you're from, some of your favorite singers, but songwriters aren't as well known when really the words that a lot of artists singing are coming from the songwriter. So who are your favorite songwriters? Like some very good songwriters I know, or I know of, when I think of songwriting, some names that come up, like Neo, John Tay Austin. Oh my goodness. Some producers are also songwriters. What's his name? Oh, I can't even remember his name. He was in Love and Hip Hop.
Oh, you talking about
Stevie J. Stevie J. Yeah, because apparently he's written some heat. Yeah. But who are some that come to mind for you? I know I just left out some heat. I know I did, but those are just a few that I can think of. Yeah.
Leon Thomas. I just did one of his covers, but man, bro.
Oh yeah.
He is cold.
Yeah.
I rock with him like a lot.
Shout out to Snooze. Yes, sir.
Nisha from Jersey. She's fire.
I've heard of her.
I'm an artist now.
I've heard of her. I've heard of her.
She's really dope.
Yes, I've heard that name. Okay.
Who else do I rock with? I mean, Frank.
Oh yeah.
Ocean.
Yeah.
Songwriter too.
Well, Frank, man.
There's one more that I've been rocking with. Jazzy.
Jazzy.
Yeah. J.
Jazzy.
CZY. She's fine. She's an artist now too.
Did she just come out with an album?
Yes, she did.
You know her label? I think is she with Diddy? No?
I don't know. She got this song. Oh my god.
What's you know the album name? I can't think of it. It's fine. I think I know who you're talking about though. I heard some of it. I was like, ooh, who is this?
Bruh, she is cold.
Yeah.
She is so dope.
Yeah, I just wanted to I wanted to ask that because a lot of people don't know songwriters, don't know who sings it, but I think it's really important to know who wrote the song. And then it's interesting to me because I learned that you can go to school for it. Now, sometimes you just have the innate talent, but you can also have the work ethic to go to school for it or to get good at it. And I remember when I first saw it, the first time I ever saw songwriting as a thing, it was on, I think, X Factor. Somebody said they went to NYU for songwriting. I said, you can do that? I'm thinking there are some fields that you can't teach that. You just do it. But I learned that. So that's when I said, ooh, songwriting. Because like I said, I like to sing as well. But I'm not as good. I'm not as good as you, June. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not that great. But that doesn't mean I don't like to write. Right. And I can write this for someone else. So so you say you first got introduced to it when you were younger, but when did you, let me think, how do I want to word this? So like, how did you know that this was a true passion? Because I know you like to sing. I know you write for yourself, but as I've been seeing recently, you've had placements, so you're doing songwriting. Yeah. So when were you like, oh yeah, I know I can really do something with this?
Honestly, that was like the main thing that like when I was like, it was before the songwriting because like I was doing a lot of like my own. Obviously, I have my album that I did, like my very first one. It's my only one actually right now. And I think it was 2019. I think 2019 Waves, and just kind of like getting the feedback from people. Like, like people were really like rocking with me, like following me, commenting. And I'm like, okay, like I'm doing these covers. And then like
your covers, man. Like your stuff is good. The covers are good. Whenever I'm about to see you sing something, I'm like, oh, he about to tear this down. I'm about to tear this down.
Yeah, bro. So like, I don't know, like just doing the covers, like, and seeing the traction that I was getting from it. I was like, oh, like, you know, I mean, I was made to do this. Like, you know, if you really rock with it, I like it. Like for myself, I'm just like, yo, this is dope. So if I think it's dope, hopefully they think it's dope.
Right. Because I know that this has to be some innate talent. Because you were talking about how you liked to hoop. Right, and we're gonna get to that in a second as well. We're gonna get to that in a second as well. But I did forget to ask you, who are some of your favorite singers?
Oh, okay. Obviously Frank Ocean.
Okay.
Usher. Justin Bieber.
Wow.
And who else did I used to really listen to like Craig David.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Who else? We know. I was about to say somebody. Yeah. Probably like, I don't know. Like as far as females, I used to like Lauryn Hill.
Okay.
Christina Aguilera. Okay. Beyonce. You know what I mean? Like those are the artists that I kind of like.
Christina Aguilera. That's a good one. She got pipes. Like I don't hear a whole lot of her music, but when I hear it, I'm thinking, how are more people not talking about her? Because she has that power in her voice. But let's take it back to hooping, man. So you also like to hoop. So what made you? So you stopped because of songwriting, or was hooping not working out as well, or?
So nah, I really put some time in when I was younger.
Yeah.
Like, at first it was football. Like I was like pretty good at football, but then I changed from that to hooping. And it was like my 8th grade year. I started like at my school. I was playing with the varsity during the end of my 8th grade year, going into like my freshman year, the summer of it. So I was playing with them, and like I was good. Like
you say high school varsity?
Yeah.
In 8th grade?
So I was an 8th grader going into my freshman year.
Okay, I'm about to say like, hold on, how good were you? Hold up, bro.
Nah, okay. So I was like, I was hooping with them, like the varsity, like freshman year of summer of my freshman year. And yeah, I was pretty good. Like, you know what I mean? And then the season was about to come, and I was supposed to be playing varsity my freshman year or whatever. Then the day before tryouts, I was in there trying to dunk because I like recently was like ended up dunking like the week before. So I'm like, dang, like, you know what I mean? Like, just crazy. Like, and at this time I'm like 5'7", 5'8". You know what I mean? Now I'm 6 foot. But at that time, I'm like, damn, I'm dunking at 5'8", you know what I mean? So I'm in there like, you know.
I'm not even done growing. I'm about to be.
So I'm like, all right, bet. So I'm in this other gym, this auxiliary gym, and the day before tryouts, and I literally go off for a dunk. This dude threw a ball like underneath, and I don't know if it kind of like threw off my jump. I came back down, and I was like, yeah, something don't feel right. So I tried to stand up, but when my knee started going back by itself, my kneecap was up here. I tore my patella and dislocated my knee. So I was out the whole year. Like, I was so sick. Like,
dang.
I ended up coming back. I was still good, you know.
Okay.
Could pass.
Comeback story, good.
But it was, my game
It wasn't the same.
That's different, because I'll say a lot of my game was predicated probably on like athleticism.
Yeah, okay.
So that I kind of lost it, but, you know, I
so if you weren't a singer and songwriter, you would have wanted to have been a hooper?
Yeah, I would have tried to at least play college ball.
Dang, man. You said your kneecap was up here?
Yeah, my kneecap.
What in the world?
It was bad.
That is crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
Glad you're right, man. Golly, like
I still got knee issues. Like
that,
bad,
oh
man.
my gosh.
It's bad.
Okay, so when you hoop, now you stretch. Yeah. Oh, nah.
Nah, here and there I do, but sometimes I be really good. I'm like, all right, I'm good. Like, you know what I mean?
Cause man, I feel like a lot of people in their 20s and whatnot, they just be like, it's just I'm realizing, you know, we at that point. You gotta take care of your body, do some stretching. You should do that anyway, but yeah, man, that's anytime I hear about an athlete and I hear about injuries, I get nervous because I don't know how bad this story is about to get. I know I hurt myself. I was running track. I broke a toe, man. I broke a toe. Bro, no. So you know how you got your hand, right? I broke not like a bone in my toe. I broke something in here. Dang. So you really can't even get to it. I broke a toe, but I had to get a whole leg cast, right? Dang. Summer 16. Everybody's favorite summer. Terrible. It was bad. But we bounce back. We fall down. We get up. Right. So, yeah, man. This has been great, bro. Like I always have been wanting to have a conversation with you as well, because like I said, I know a lot of people that rap, and there's nothing wrong with that, but singing is different. You can either sing or you can kind of get your skills up to sing, but I know it comes innately, and when I hear you, I feel like that comes innately, and as someone that likes to, but if I sing something flat, I'm gonna stop singing. I'm like, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna know to stop. Right. I just love hearing from artists and hearing people that sing. But who else are you outside of music, man?
I mean,
like, what are some things you just like to do in your free time?
Well, yeah, I mean, right. I graduated with my bachelor's in psychology.
So, did not know that one.
Yeah, I graduated from Miami University.
Okay.
And I've been doing it since I graduated. So it was 2019. So from then I was like working in like social work and stuff like that, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm not really. It's not so much social work. I mean, right now I'm working with like people with mental disabilities and stuff like that in a facility, a lockdown facility. They can get out here and there, but and like we create like treatment plans and based off their diagnosis and stuff.
Okay. Wow. I didn't know that either. Dang. So I'm because now it's taking me back to music again. I can't help it. You okay? So you learned psychology in college. Do you feel like you use that in a way in your writing? Knowing how people think, knowing how the mind works a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. I think more of like this in real life, I guess. You know what I mean? Like I use that in real life and like how to interact with people.
And you did say you like talking to people and learn about their experiences, so it maybe sticks with you easy.
Yeah. I feel like listening is like the best thing to do, like to gather information. You know,
what
do they say?
Got two ears, one mouth. Yeah.
They say a lot of people in the room, like
the weakest in the room.
Exactly. So like,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That I like that because I almost studied it. I used to want to study why people think the way they are and things like that, but you could just talk to people and you'll kind of get a feel for that as well.
Right.
Okay. Wow, man. All right. So I also finally do want to ask, what has been the highlight of your musical career so far? Like one thing that you look back on and you like, man, this is it. Like this feeling, want this, or I want this again. Like what is that one thing for you?
Honestly, it probably was that my very first one, my very first like placement. My very first placement, I thought that was like, I don't know, it was just kind of crazy.
And which one was that again?
That was the OnlyFans, Kiana Ledé and Jacquees. Like that one, I don't know. It's like when that happened, I was like, yo, like this is crazy. Like I'm just a nigga like this in the basement, like a studio. You know what I mean? Like but up with my brother,
right.
And just to get something like that is crazy. Just let me see, like, bro, like you really can do it if you just put your mind to, doing whatever you want to do and like really, focusing. And then obviously the talent comes with it. But yeah, man, like I think that feeling of like, wow, like I never thought I'd be able to do something like that. And then it just happens. You know what I mean? I want that back again. Now, it doesn't have to be like songwriting. It could be my own stuff. And it's like I get to a place where I'm like, damn, like I knew I could be here, but like I'm here. You know what I mean? It's cool. Like, I don't know. This whole music stuff is I love it. You know what I mean? Just all the people I done met throughout this whole thing, like it's great. Like I built a lot of relationships, like deep friendships just off of the music. You know what I mean? So
I mean, music helps to connect us, so I can definitely see that. And just to put my 2 cents in, like when I first walked in and I saw this setup, I was excited to see that because I love it. Doesn't have to be pretty. Just get it done. Exactly. Do what you have to do. Exactly. So that's why I don't always really worry about perfectionism, because I have done that before, and I know a lot of people think that they'll think their way into not doing anything. You think so much about it, put so much effort into it up here, and nothing out here. I mean, you might as well, as soon as you get the idea, put it somewhere. And again, even you might not always like what you do, but that comes with the process of getting better. Because ever since I've learned the phrase of failing forward, that changed a lot of things for me, because it, fall forward is how you would think about it, but failing forward, it puts a more kind of positive connotation on it. It's like, all right, yes, this didn't work out how I wanted it to, but now I know what I need to do so I can improve it to make sure it does. And I think seeing like your home setup, I love seeing that. I love seeing that because you got to start somewhere, and it's not perfect, but you perfect it through your progression. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it takes. That's what it takes. But yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for being a guest, man. Yeah, no problem, man. This has been great. Like I've said, you're one of my favorite singers. When I hear you, I love hearing you because so even though I'm just now learning that you were born in New York and you lived in Boston, I first heard about you and being here. So when I hear you, I'm thinking, okay, this is someone that geographically isn't super far from me. And I know that you're doing something that you want to do, and I've seen things take off for you, even though I'm not doing music in the same manner as you are. It shows me that, again, you could do it because you were thinking that it wouldn't happen for you, and then it did. So it shows you that no matter who you are, if you put some work in, you can make it happen. So
facts.
Yeah, man. Are there any last sentiments that you maybe want to share for the watch the highlight reel?
Look out for I got a single I think I'm gonna be dropping hopefully like in the next month or so. Definitely like tune into that. If you can follow me on all platforms, rnbjune, which is rnbjune.
rnbjune. It'll be in the description. So
but definitely like look out for the single and some of the new stuff I got coming out. So I'm excited for it.
Cool. Well, again, thank you, June, for being a guest on the highlight reel. And I want to say thank you to the viewer and thank you to the listener and the audience for tuning into this episode of the highlight reel. That's been your episode. And with that, peace out.